Hello, hello. Welcome to the first episode. Is that what we're calling it? Of the Magnetic Content Lab. I'm so glad you're here. I don't like 6 months ago or something, I started the Magnetic Content Club. I've loved it. It has been so fun. I have learned a lot, doing anything. There's so many little bits and pieces you learn. And I'm like, we've got some great stuff in there, but I haven't been talking about it. Okay, so that's my bad. I have not been advertising, but that's over. So we're advertising, and this week, a big part of our advertisement is just having 3 days of lab. Okay, you're going to learn, you're going to take notes, you're going to get clear. It's going to be so good for you. I'm so excited you're here. I'm going to show you where some of the things are in Skool. Now, yes. Am I going to be pitching our Skool thing? Yes. There is a free section of Skool that has a lot of stuff in it. And then there's a $17 a month section. There's a middle section. Nobody buys it. But the $17 a month, you get this on the weekly and you get all the stuff. So you look later, you can cancel at any time, but this is what it is. This is what we're going to talk about. Okay, magnetic content. Who would like to get Facebook to pay you thousands of dollars? Who would like to build a business? Who would like these things? I think a lot of you, that's why you're here. Okay, but let's see. I'll tell you, social media has totally changed my life. It has helped me build multiple businesses. It found me my husband. So I had to put this on here. We've met on Facebook dating. It's a thing when I changed my profile to I don't remember what it was. I changed it to something. Automatically, Facebook dating popped up. I was like, and there he was. Okay. Are you ready to be magnetic online? I know this is scary. I asked a lot of people for their feedback on what works for social media, what their problems are. And the results were so similar. It was like the same five things. Like, I don't know what to post. I'm scared to post. What are people going to think about me? I don't have the time to post. I don't know how to do it. I don't know, like, the editing, that kind of stuff. It was those kind of messages over and over and over. So I'm glad. Like, if you're here, you're obviously ready to take a step, which good job, good job. Okay. If some of you, we've met all along this journey. So I'm just going to introduce myself real quick. My name's Melissa Lottie Brown. Technically, I'm trying to just go by Melissa Lottie now, but I forget sometimes because I was a Brown for 20 some years. I have built several businesses on social media. The big one that really changed things for me was my food truck. I ran a crepes and coffee food truck. And when I did that, I really learned the power of social media. I had been on social media forever. I had moved a lot. I'm a friendly person. I like collecting friends. I like knowing everybody. And this was an easy way to stay in touch with my people as I moved all over. But with the food truck, I really started seeing, oh, if I wrote a few words about where we were, people would come. If I posted a picture of the delicious food, people were like, oh, I want that. And then when I made a video, we got mass traffic. Now, Facebook's algorithm is always changing. They're always pushing out a different thing. So Facebook Live built a big part of my business for me, but Facebook Live isn't something Facebook really likes anymore. So it's not where it's at, but I did learn a lot of skills from that. It's funny, the first time I remember this was during my food truck days, and a friend said, hey, do you want to learn about going live, like making videos on social media? And I'm like, yeah. And I had actually just signed up the day before. Another lady that I met online, total random stranger, she says to me, Melissa, do you want to do a Facebook Live challenge? I'm like, yes, I do. So then this other girl invited me to a class on Facebook Live. On the way to the class, I pull over in my pickup truck. I make a video. I go to my friend's house. I watch this lady's training on how to go live and how to be great on camera and all this stuff. And then I show my friends. I'm like, hey, I made this video. What do you think? And they were like, that doesn't look like you. That doesn't seem like you. That's really weird. Like, okay. And these are good friends. I almost posted the other day that a real good friend will tell you when you're being an idiot, but that I didn't want the influx of idiot messages sent to me, so I didn't post that. But these ladies, I appreciate it because this is what I did. I got in my truck and I was like, with my phone, and I'll just go to Hugh. Hi guys, I'm Melissa. I don't even know what I said. I just talk normal. I talked normal to the camera. I didn't smile. I was just like robotic. But it was like how I would talk if you and I were sitting at coffee. But the thing with the screen, you have to amp it up a little. Like it would be really boring for you guys if I was like, okay, so what do you guys think? What do you want to do? Right? You'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna fall asleep right now. You have to be a little extra. You have to be a little bit bigger for that stuff to go through the camera. Anyhow, so I did that, and then I started this Facebook Live challenge, and I made that video, and then I found out later there was like rules and all this stuff to that. But that's just how I roll. I just run head first, and then I figure it out as I go, and that has made me a ton of money. It has embarrassed me sometimes, but I'll tell you what, this is one of the biggest lessons we're going to talk about today. It has drawn my people to me. The amount of people that say, "Oh my gosh, Melissa, I love it when you cry." Like on stage, I'm up there crying. And they're like, "I love it when you cry. It makes me feel like you." And I'm like, I don't mind crying, but I do mind when I can't stop crying and then I can't speak. That part's a little awkward. When I make the mistake, when I trip and fall, that's the stuff people are like, "Oh, she's like me." Okay, so don't forget this. So why are you here? Put in the comments. Why are you on this Zoom today? Why are you watching the recording? If you're watching the recording of this, put that stuff in the chat below this too. It is so nice to know who's here. It's nice to see what it is you want, what it is you need. How can I help you? Yeah. Kim, oh, I love you, friend. I'm so glad you're here. No Facebook Lives. You could have a cold. I mean, it'll be entertaining. We're going to talk about virality today. That's truly viral. Here it goes. No, but some of the stuff that goes viral might not go viral for the right reason. So you might not want your total goal just to be your video to get shared, right? That might be the video of you like showing your underwear on accident or something like that. That gets to get a game plan and feel, oh, I love that. Seem professional, but still me. Yes, Cora. Oh, get clear on who your audience is. I love it. I love it. Okay. So social media, I use that with all my other businesses, but then it led me to people. I met a stranger on the internet who introduced me to my network marketing business. I became in the top 1% in that company, not coming from another company. That is very rare to have someone climb up the ranks as fast as I did and not have this massive team that you're moving from one company to another. But because I had come online over and over and over, I had gone live, people knew me. They felt like they knew me. And I didn't understand the power of that until there was another girl I was watching, and I had met her at church. I talked to her a couple times, but I started watching her videos and I knew what made her laugh. I knew what food she liked. I didn't know her name because that part of my brain does that glitch, but I knew her. And while we were traveling, we were at a coffee shop and she was there in the coffee shop. And I'm like, I know her. And I just felt this like deep knowing. And it was interesting because at that time, not many people were making videos. And so I wasn't feeling that about other people. I didn't get to know them on that deep sense, but her, I did. For a lot of times people, they'll type, on my Facebook, they'll message me and stuff, but it's a tiny little circle of hopefully their face, right? But I'm not always putting these on. I'm like, who is this? I see the comment, I respond, but I'm not understanding who that person is. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just a number, kind of, sadly. And then yes, so I'm a busy mom. You guys know I have a million kids. And like right now, I got 4 kids here at the house. And I get to be in here doing this. This is my favorite way of networking. And I'll tell you, this is some of my cheat codes. I love, like Jen and I, we got to know each other mostly through social media. Okay. We'd met, but it was like a brief, like, hey, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. But then on social media, we get to see each other without the filters. It's like the people that are talking about what's going on in their day, what's going on in their heart. And they're not talking just for what they think you want to hear from them, and you get to kind of watch this person's life. And then you're like, ooh, do I like her? And I decided I did like Jen. She's super fun. And then we hung out, and it's like, oh my gosh, we're so similar. We have all these same interests. Like, and you feel this connection, but I knew it from social media, right? I was like, oh my gosh, we're so similar. She's so brave. She's so bold. She's putting herself out there. She's trying stuff. She's fun. She's easygoing. Like, I learned that about her from watching her social media. And this is one of the things that helped me significantly in my network marketing business. So I want you guys to put um, why, okay, you already put in here why you're here. Well, why you're on this call. I want to know, are you building a business? Are you trying to be an influencer? What is it that you're on here for? And maybe that's on my next slide after that question. Yeah, yeah. Why do you post on social media? Okay, this is vital, you guys. There are no wrong answers. You just need to be honest. The longer you try and act like, well, I don't really want to make that much money. I don't want to do that. Like, you're just wasting your time. Okay, stop that crap. We're allowed to make money. We're allowed to be famous. We're allowed to have our face out there. Everybody know who we are. If that's what you want, that's fine. If that's not what you want, that too is also fine. I just want you to be honest. Okay. So one of the things that helped me though in my network marketing business is I would go to a meeting. I would meet these people. I would be friendly and nice as one does, right? But then I would connect with them on social media. They met me for 5 minutes there, but then they would watch me online. And then I would make content for those people. Okay. I knew I want that girl on my team. I want to work with her. And I would make content for what I knew her questions were, what was holding her back, why she wasn't pulling the trigger. I would speak exactly to her, and those people all signed up. I'm telling you, my closing rates extremely high. In my meetings, I would have 90% sign up rates. Make money in several ways. Want to build my business and attract people I love to work with. Yes. And okay, magnetic. This is a vital part, you guys. We have to be okay with repelling the people that aren't for us. We cannot work with everybody. We're going to talk about that more here in a minute, but you cannot. So we need to be so clear on who you want to attract, and we need to be so okay with repelling the ones that aren't for us. So find a bestie, find someone, because some days are hard. Like promoting this call, putting myself out there was hard. I was telling Kevin, like, I'm like, the amount of rejection I have to be okay with, it's really hard. And I hate when people say, it's just easier for you, Melissa. Anybody ever hear that? It's just easier for you. You don't understand. It's easier. It's not. It's really freaking hard, but I did it anyways. Really freaking hard, but I did it anyways. And if you want the end goal of whatever it is you want that you put in this thing here, you will do those things that really suck sometimes that are really scary. I have a message I know the world needs. Oh, I love that. Yes. Yes. I want to work with people, fun and creative. I love it. Okay. So here's some reasons why people build on social media. Free stuff. Dude, I got the best skincare sent to me for free. This girl's like, can I just send it to you? Um, yes, you may. It's like this tallow. I tried to sign up to promote her, but I can't figure that out. I do want to make money. I want to help meet needs that aren't willing to talk about. Yes. Not to listen to negative people, not willing to go with the status quo. Yep. Like a diagnosis from a doctor. Don't go with it. Okay, build a business, get paid to make videos. Like sometimes I watch these videos and they're like this one little guy, he makes these little people and he places them out in the woods. And he makes a living off of making little acorn people and making videos of these little acorn people. And some days I'm like, can I do that? Would I be satisfied making a living on just making some little cute little people and hiding them in the woods and then filming them? I need more human interaction than that. But like, there's ways to make money doing all of those things. I love it. I love that. Get a message. Okay. Share random thoughts. This is my big thing. Find your tribe. I'm telling you, so many opportunities have been placed before me because of strangers on the internet. But because I show up and people can click on me and see, oh, she's a real person, and then we chat in Facebook groups or whatever, I have built massive businesses. I have an amazing husband. I have cool friends. Got a speaking engagement thing just the other day from a person I have never even met in person. It's amazing what is out there for us. Like him, we knew each other. We got connected on Facebook and I love her and we've met in person and I love that. Okay. When do you guys think? Oh, Jen, yes, yes, yes. Oh, you need to join Stories Circle. I don't know if we've talked about that, Jen, but you need to come to the story thing with Michelle and I. Okay, number one rule of social media. Yeah, write that down, Jen, and we'll talk about it later. I will send you the info for story stuff. What do you guys think? I'm going to tell you is the number one rule for your social media. I'm telling you, your comments help my energy. So does my drink. Be consistent. That's a great one. That would be in my top five, but it's not the number one. It would be number two. I would say it'd be number two. Just do it. I love it. Stories for me too. Stories good. Yes. Post. Great. Love it. My light died. I'm sorry. At least we're not in the dark. Okay. Be authentic. Number one, be authentic. I don't want you to act like me on social media. Okay. We're not here. I'm not saying you need to go put on a costume and dance online. Not saying that. Please never misunderstand me. I am not telling you to do that. I'm not telling you to post like me or your favorite influencer, your favorite creator. You can get ideas from them and be like, oh, that's fun. I want to try that. But we're not going to be them. We're going to be you. We're going to double down on you. But again, this is not, there's not a slide for this, but I want you to write this down in your notes. Being strategic does not mean being inauthentic. Okay, as I told you earlier, when I would go to those meetings, or I met this one girl I met here in town. I took my kids to the creek. We're playing in the creek. I'm talking to this girl. I like this girl. And I'm like, I want to work with this girl. Right. And there is a part of me that could be like, want to hear my deepest story, the tragedy that happened to me in kindergarten? Like, I would have that conversation with you on a first friend date, but I try not to. But I can do that on Facebook. I can post that on Facebook. And for some reason, it's not weird when you do that. You can post all that stuff on social media. And then she just looks at it. And she's like, oh my gosh, me too. Me too. Okay. Who do you who do you want to care about what you post? So we're going to be authentic, but we're going to be strategic. So when I would go to those meetings, I would meet those people and then I would make a video for them. Everything I was saying was honest. It was my true stories, but I could talk about, at that time I was promoting LifeVantage. Okay. So I could talk about LifeVantage for a week straight, all the different products, all the things, but nobody wants to hear that. Right. So I'm not going to share every last thing, but I am going to talk about the thing that matters to her. Again, being strategic does not mean being inauthentic. You need to share from your heart. When you're pissed off, when your emotions are so strong, when you're like really happy, really excited, really mad, make a video. Those are your very, very best times to make a video. Now, pissed off, if you're really pissed off at your kids, maybe don't make a video. Don't make a video about that, right? But if you just went to a movie and you saw something horrific, or you're just like, I can't believe that's what it used to be like, and that emotion is so strong, those videos will pop off the very best for you. People connect with that. They can feel it. Even when you text, this is the weirdest thing, but I found it's true. When I'm feeling wimpy and I'm like, do you guys want to come to my Zoom thing? And even when you type it, the words are like, do you want to come to my Zoom thing? You can feel when I'm being a wuss. You can just feel it. But when I'm like, oh my gosh, I have something awesome for you, and I type it up, you can feel that too. So if you're not in the right space, get yourself there. I drink my Axio. I have the brain food. do the push-ups, go for a walk, listen to the music, do whatever you need to do to get in that powerful place. But that makes a world of difference. Texting, posting, anything. Okay. So who do you want to care about what you post? People talk about this. Who's your audience, your niche, your avatar? There's a lot of different words for this. Again, it depends on what you're doing. So, got children yelling outside. Okay, they should be fine, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Kids are fine. Okay, I'm just going to use Cora as my example. So Cora's a realtor in a gorgeous part of Western Montana. You guys would all like to go on vacation there. Cora would like to house swap with you, and she'll go to a big city and you guys go see Cora. But let's say, who does she want to work with, right? She needs to be very clear, write down the attributes she wants in realtors that she wants to work with, because she's not just a realtor. She's I don't know the technical term for what you do. Sorry, Cora, but she's a boss of realtors. Let's just go there. So she needs to think about, who does she want to work with? And then it's not like, okay, I'm going to start talking about fly fishing because that's what I know. This guy that I want on my team, he's into fly fishing. I don't know. I don't think she's into fly fishing. So that wouldn't be authentic if she did that, right? But she could say, like, I want to work with people who love to work, right? Isn't that the person you want on your team? You want a workaholic. Trust. Okay. So then you're going to talk about, okay, I'm a workaholic. Here are my 3 ways that I get sanity for myself. These are ways that these are my non-negotiables so that I don't burn out, right? She's going to talk to the workaholic. She's going to say, if she's working with, wants realty clients, right? She'll say, this is why I love to live in Libby, Montana. And here's 2 reasons I would move. Maybe a job offer, maybe, I don't know, I would make something up, right? But you would talk about why you love it here, but you get it. People need to move. And then when they need to move, they need to work with somebody they trust. Why you're the person. But do you understand? That kind of got off. Okay, but if we're thinking about the people she wants on her team, again, I would speak to their problems. Let's talk about somebody else. Let's see. Kim. Let's see. Kim does a few businesses. She's a broker. I still don't even know what that means exactly, Cora. Sorry. But I just know that you're super cool and you're going to be super rich. She also had the best restaurant ever. She's an amazing chef. Give me a business. Let's see. Let's say you're a mechanic. I don't know. Think, if you were a mechanic and you were posting content, like this is how I help people with these content plans all the time. So we're going to post daily. This is non-negotiable. It doesn't have to be the most amazing stuff ever. We'll get to that. But you need to have something. So post a before and after. Post this is why I became a mechanic, right? And you can just have little nuggets and you can talk about this over and over. Think about, especially like on TikTok, this is my favorite social media platform. When you're scrolling, you see a million videos. Your person could talk about the same thing over and over and over, and you probably aren't going to get sick of it because most people aren't scrolling your whole feed. They're scrolling the feed, right? The whole deal. And so if your video comes up once every 20 scrolls and your message is take care of yourself so you don't burn out, and it's that message over and over and over, people aren't going to be like, oh my gosh, here she is talking about it again. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you for talking about that again, because I almost burned myself out again. Okay. So who are your people? A lot of times, if you're in network marketing, which I know several of you are, it is you before you found your network marketing business. Okay. It's just you right before then. Let's say, Jen, I don't want to assume, but let's say Jen wanted to work with people going through grief. And she's like, I want to speak to widows. Okay. So she is going to, then her people are widows, most likely recent widows, or people that are like, they know they're about to become a widow. because just to tell a little bit of her story, her husband had terminal cancer for 8 years. 8 years. She is like, ah, okay. So she's speaking so clearly to that woman that's in the hospital, sitting in the waiting room again, sitting next to the husband's bed again. That's where she spends her days. And she knows what's about to come. And Jen's like, I got you. I got you. And she can have resources for them when he passes. She can have resources for him while they're there in the hospital and they're just waiting for they don't know what, right? But get really clear on who your person is. It's you before you found the solution to your problems. And it's how you felt during that time. And sometimes it's so hard. Like right now, I'm a little bit broke. I'm not going to stay there, but I am a little bit right now at this moment. But what's so funny is I realized like 3 years ago, I would go into any store and buy whatever I wanted. Now, I wasn't buying $1,000 purse, but I could put $1,000 of groceries in my Costco cart and not think twice about it. And I got to really thinking a lot lately how I forgot. I forgot what it was like to have a budget. I forgot what it was like to pinch pennies and to say, like, no, we can't get that. We can't get that. And I needed to remember better to speak to my audience because my audience wasn't where I was at. I wanted to show them what's possible, right? There's that balance though. Show them what's possible, go into Costco and putting whatever you want in that cart, but also relate to that part where you used to be. Okay. What do they need? What does your audience need? You have the solutions, but you have to get yourself in that picture. And a lot of times people do this niche avatar, whatever. I really like to think about the person you're trying to onboard, sell to, work with right now. It helps you so much. So, like, if you have this dream person that you want on your team, what do they need? Like, seriously, make content for them. Don't say their name, but make content for them. I have a sister-in-law who is straight up cuckoo pants. I mean, I'm telling you, she's bad. Okay. But she would watch every single video I ever made. So sometimes when I was like, I want to post something, I'm not sure what message would I love to give Brandy today? What would I say if I could say anything to her? And then I like teach a thing. Like I would share, a time like she just had this idea that if anything wrong happened, somebody was out to get her. But it was like just stuff happens sometimes. And so I would make that kind of video, but do that same thing with your audience. So for me, it's like, what do people need to know? Like, you need to post, but you don't know what the crap to post. You're like, I am drawing a blank. I have nothing, but I know I have to put something on here. Check that off to move on with my day. I'm going to talk about that, right? That's what my audience needs. And there are resources for that in Skool, which I will show you how to find very quickly. Okay, why would they listen? This part is awkward for me. It might not be awkward for you, but this was a hard one because you do need to help them understand that you are an expert in this. Okay, and figuring out that part of like, it's not saying I'm a freaking genius and you're an idiot. It's like, I've been there. I learned my lesson the hard way or whatever, say it however is authentic to you. But you do need to help people understand why they should listen to you. So maybe it's, I was struggling with my health and then I found some products. I'm always been open-minded. Okay, these are vital. What I'm telling you right here, if you're a network marketer, you want to use those words, especially the rest of you probably too, but you want to say, I was open-minded. I was always looking at new research. I was looking at new things because what you're doing is sending this messaging that if they're not open, they are closed-minded. Okay. Like you want to be speaking those kind of words. I was open-minded. A friend reached out to me and shared with me, and I'm so thankful because it really helped. And you have to stay compliant. It helped me to sleep better. I have so much energy now. I can play with my grandkids, whatever. Tell that story. And if you don't have that story, this is where you want to share other people's stories. Now, sharing other people's stories, this is a whole other topic, but I highly encourage you to be on video and with other people. It's like the Oprah Winfrey effect. Okay. People already knew Oprah Winfrey. They trusted her. Michelle, your people that are watching your social media, They trust you, they know you, they love you, right? So then if you have a person who loves your, like, okay, we're gonna talk about Patsy right now. Patsy loves your bath salts, your magnesium stuff. I'm sorry that I'm uneducated still on all the terms. But instead of like sharing just a typed up thing from Patsy, which you should do also, or sharing a video, like if you're holding the camera videoing her talking, it's not as powerful as if you just put it on selfie mode and you stand with her. You want to be in the camera with her and showing that she's a real person. This isn't just some rando from the internet, right? It's helping your people go, oh, like Michelle's there too. This is a real person, and Michelle trusts her. I trust her. So think about that always when you're getting testimonials and stuff for your business. Okay, why would they listen and why would they save or share your content? This is vital with your content, thinking about stuff that people will save or share. There's so much psychology around this. I go into this every week in the content club. We talk about different tips and tricks here. But people want to look smart. They want to look funny. They want to help out. You know, think about what does your mom send you? Oh my gosh, my mom sends me great stuff. Let me tell you. She'll never watch this, thankfully. But think about like, what do those people send you, right? You want your content shared as well. There is some weird, I'm really finding that you can say, let's just say you're reading a book. Let's grab a book. Oh my gosh, this is one of my favorite books, you guys. Future boards. I'm telling you, if you're looking for book recommends, get this book. But you've got this thing. I can't read this, but um the content that says, I just heard someone say, I just saw a quote that said, and then they write the thing. There's this weird psychology that I'm more likely to share that post of you talking about you heard someone else say it than if you just say it. And it's really weird, but it's that thing of like, you're not the expert. I don't know you. I'm not trying to make you. Blah, blah, blah. It's that weird thing. But because you say, I just saw this, I read this, people are sharing that content like crazy. Okay. It's weird. People are annoying, but that's how it works. You're not annoying. Other people are annoying. Okay. And then why would they share? So things where you can teach people like, here's 5 things. When you're interviewing your next realtor, ask them these 5 things. They should be able to answer these 5 things very quickly. You want to be the expert that they remember and like, oh my gosh, that lady shares stuff. She'll recommend different people. Like be shouting out, this is my favorite roofer in town. This is my favorite, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's talk about perfection. So as we're talking about who we're talking to, who we want those, because we have to be so ready to repel people. The more authentic, the more honest, the more vulnerable we are, the closer we're going to have these people be like, oh my gosh, I love you. But then you're also going to have people that are like, I can't stand her. She's terrible. And I just want you to remember that you don't like everybody. Right? Like there are people that you think are annoying or whatever, right? Okay. But let's talk about perfection really quick because this is the main thing I hear people say like I'm waiting to learn. I'm waiting yeah. Okay. This is where I'm gonna step on your toes. I was gonna ask you this from the beginning and I forgot, but I'm just taking it as permission granted because you jumped on this call. Perfection, it's fake. And we're authentic. We're not fake. I want you to name a perfect person. Anybody, you've got a perfect person you want to put in the chat, put their name. If you want to send my picture, I'm just kidding. When was the last time you were perfect? Okay. And remember the number one rule, right? Remember, okay. It's an excuse when people are like, I'm a perfectionist. I'm sorry, no, you're a wuss. I'm sorry, no, you're scared. And you're saying that you just want to be perfect. You don't want people to think that you make mistakes, but we all know everyone makes mistakes. Like everybody poops. This is just like part of life. Yeah, you're never going to be perfect. So that's the thing. It's like, oh, when this is all perfect, I will launch it. So like, I get to do it tomorrow. I get to do it tomorrow. That's like our ideas. It's so fun in the idea stage, right? Because there's no failure. in idea, right? Nobody like we have millions of followers in the idea phase. Like all these people are going to flock to this idea. It's going to take off. It's going to be a huge success. But then when we put it out there, it's like, oh crap. So a lot of times people spend their time in the learning, and you get the dopamine from learning, getting new skills, learning, and you feel, oh, I look at what I did, but you didn't do. You need to do. Okay. It's just so you don't know just okay. It's an excuse. Just say you're scared. And you can post that, you guys. This is the stuff people love. If you say, I'm trying to be bolder on social media, but I'm scared. People be like, me too, girl, but I see you. You're so brave. You're so brave. Just say you don't know what to post. I got you on that. And just say you're worried about people judging you. And they are. They are. So what? Like every time you walk into a store, people look at you and they make mental notes, right? I like her. I don't like her. She seems mad. I'm going to get out of her way. Oh, she seems whatever. Like we're always scanning our environment and we're making judgment calls. Okay? That's going to happen to you. It is happening to you every single day of your life unless you're sitting at home and not going out in public. But so what? Okay. Last thing, it's not relatable. You want people to say things like, she gets me. We're twins. She understands what I'm going through. I feel like we'd be friends in real life. When you think of like a supermodel, we see those girls. How many people think when you've looked at, some magazine, Vogue magazine or whatever, did you ever think, oh my gosh, we would be friends? Things that when they see these perfect, filled. I remember seeing a magazine one time and this girl had no belly button. I was like, someone went a little crazy with the airbrushing here. But nobody is thinking we would be friends. But people work with people they like, know, and trust. And that is not coming from being perfect. That's being like, dude, I totally messed up today. Or that's making a video and then making a video later, like, you know what? I said blah, blah, blah. I didn't even realize how that comes off. I didn't understand. I'm so sorry. I learned this term poverty porn the other day. I had never heard this term. It was talking about using like it was a they were talking about a nonprofit posting pictures of like the people that they were helping and how it's like if you were at a food bank and you're like, can I post your picture? Can I take a picture of you? And you're giving people this free, like they're not going to say no to you, right? You're sitting there feeding them. They don't have any power. They don't have any leverage in that relationship. And they're talking about how terrible it is for us to use people like that. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm like, I could see myself doing something like that, thinking it's going one way, and then somebody shining a light on it. And I'm like, oh, never saw it from that way. Thank you for pointing that out. And then you make that video. Like, how many people, whenever you hear someone apologize, do they just like go up a notch in your mind? Like, it takes real guts to say, oh, I'm so sorry for what I said the other day. I'm sorry for what I did, blah, blah. That's huge. And if you can do that on social media, you're going to win a lot of points and a lot of friends. Okay, let's talk numbers real quick because I know we just got to get out of our heads. 2.11 billion people are using Facebook daily. They're scrolling, watching. 2.11 billion. 500 million are posting daily. What is the percentage of that? I mean, like less than a fourth of the people. No, less than a fourth of the people. No, that's really wrong. Okay, somebody do some math for me if you want. But who are you comparing yourself to? We tend to look at these big creators and like, oh my gosh, I'm not like them. I'm not getting those numbers, blah, blah, blah. They are the tiniest percentage of anyone on here. It's just like that, the runners, if you ran a 20-minute mile, you lapped everyone who was sitting on the couch, right? Same thing with social media. The percentage of people actually posting, actually putting themselves out there is so small. And there are people out there that need you. You've been where they need to go. Like you understand, you have those secrets. They don't even know what to ask, but you know the answer. Just that comparison thing can really get us. But we got to just compare ourselves to us the day before, right? Am I getting bolder? Am I showing up more consistently? Am I doing those things? Okay. And this is where we're going to end today for the slideshow part. But virality, unless if you want to get paid for views, virality is the goal. It is. But those views, a lot of the things that get the highest views are very negative, right? There's somebody looking really embarrassed. It's those kind of things that usually get the most views. So don't think that you guys, that's your main goal, right? Like we can get paid for views and you can still make money off content without having to, have 4 million people see your video. But how many people would it take? And I want you to write this number down and we could talk about it one-on-one later. How many people would it take to totally change your business? If 50 orders came through a month for you, would that change everything? If 2 new people a month joined your business, would that change everything? I don't know. I know you know your numbers, or you should. You can think about this too. That when we're trying to get everybody to like us, we're not being magnetic. It's not going to work, you know. But if you can put yourself out there and help your people find you, that works wonders. I'm telling you, that is what helped me make so much money is people are like, oh my gosh, she's just like me. She's just like me. She's just like me. And she did it. My goal was to have people feel like if I can do it, they can do it. Yep. You can't be everything to everyone. Okay. I want to show you guys a few things in Magnetic Content Club. Let's see. So Skool, I know it's a different platform and it's just one of those things you have to learn. And some of us are very hesitant to learn new things. I have nothing. This is the step on your toes part. You just got to get over it. Okay. This is really great brain exercise. You want to stay young, learn something new, right? So that's what we can do. Skool. This is our Skool thing, the Magnetic Content Club. Up here is the community. This is just where, I mean, anybody can talk. Like you get rewarded, you get points if you post something in here. We want you to ask questions, say what worked well for you this week, what post totally flopped. You don't know how to do A, B, or C. You guys, so many people told me in my messaging that they need help editing videos. So it looks like I'm about to become a video editor teacher, which I was trying not to be, but that's a huge need for people. So we're going to keep working on that. But put your questions up here. Ask your questions, comment on people's posts. Then there's the classroom. Now, the classroom, you need points because right here it says unlock at level 2. You get points by commenting, by asking questions, by being an engaging bestie on Skool. You get points to move up. And every, like, because the Skool platform hosts millions, I don't know, thousands of different schools within it. Your points only count for each school that you're in. Oh, yes. I didn't even, you teach basket weaving, Kim? I didn't even know that about you. I love this platform so much. I keep recruiting people to join Skool. It's such a cool spot. Okay, in here, this is one I want you guys to go to. This is going to help you so much. It's the content creation basics. I'm going to try when I'm not on here, I'm going to move it up to the very top thing here for you, but click on here. And then these are the different courses within here. Right here, build, like, know, and trust. This is vital. When you know who you're talking to, is it you right before you join this thing? Like, who is the person that's asking you questions in your business right now? How can you build, like, know, and trust? And here's just like, I just went into chat and I gave chat 10 different ideas of each of those groups, stuff that I already do. And then I'm like, expand upon this. Okay. So this is me and chat working together, but these are things that build familiarity and warmth. This trust content. Okay. Like Some businesses, you need people to trust you more than others. But this is a whole bunch of ideas. And you could take this and put it into chat or Claude or whatever you like to use or Google. I mean, you don't have to use AI if you don't want, but you could put in three of these and say, what's more me that I could talk about that's like this, that'll help people trust me? Give me five topic ideas to something to talk about that'll help build trust with my community. And it'll give you those ideas. And you could even say, give me an outline. I wouldn't do that, but you can. You could get an outline and then just push record. And it might be weird and it's going to get weird and you're going to be bad until you're good, but you have to do it. You have to put in the reps. Authority content and this absolute magnetic content. There's so much good stuff. And this is in the free version. Okay. You don't have to be in the $17 a month thing. It should be. This is so good. This content right here is so good. This is the stuff I've been teaching people for the last 10 years. And now I'm giving it all to you because I don't want to only tell a certain group of people. I want whoever wants the info to be in here. Okay. So I'm adding more to that all the time, but that's there. Now, there's so much we're not going to go over that. We're going to close out here real soon. But you can go through here. This unlock at level 2 is through the points. Premium is the $7 a month deal, but this VIP, that is for VIP people, that's the $17 a month. You can cancel anytime. And one of my favorite things is I have this. Okay, so I'm looking at it. I need to change. Let's see. I'm looking at it as a student and not as me, so I can't show you. Okay, here we go. The playbook. So I just made today's. This is today's, and this goes hand in hand with what we just taught, but it gives you content ideas. So again, like this is me and chat working together, but it is like all my notes from my talk. I put it in here and I go through like this is the real learned stuff that I've gone through for the past several years, and then we make it pretty for you because I'm not good at making it pretty. Okay. But this is a Google Doc. You click on that, you can print it. That's thanks to Susie. She helps me out with where I have holes. She's like, we need to fix this. Thank you. Okay. Someone is here. Okay, we're good. But this tells you it's really what we went over today. And it goes through mindset. We're always talking about psychology and mindset because why people post, why people follow you, it can be weird, but for you just to unlock a little at a time. And again, if I fire hose taught you everything I know about social media I couldn't do it in an hour, but this is just bite size that every Monday I post a new one of these. Here's your real ideas for the week. And we talk about different industries. Like when I get new people in, we target their industry and give you some ideas and too. But it's really what we just talked about. But ideas of exactly how to post from things we just talked about. But you'll see we have this many that you can go through that have content ideas for you, exactly what to post. And again, it's like, let's see, we'll go to this one. Stop looking back. Oh no, this one was look backwards. Go through your last social media post. What's getting the most engagement? I do want to tell you there is a PS to what's getting your most engagement, though. Your content that does the most heavy lifting, the most straightforward sales, usually does not get interaction. Okay. This is human psychology again. People don't want to feel sold to. They don't want you to know that they're interested because they're afraid of what messages are you going to send? And well, like if I tell her I'm interested, what will she do next? It's weird. They just don't do it. Okay. So that doesn't mean don't post that. Those really clear selling videos or posts, pin at the top of your page, make sure your people can find that easily and get all the info that they need. But don't take that as people aren't interested. It's just that people don't like to be seen often and they don't want you to know. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing. Make sure I go through all these. Do I have a class on storytelling? I don't yet. I love that. I work with a storytelling coach, and she coaches TEDx speakers. She is amazing, and I've asked her if she would come on here. But okay, she's amazing at storytelling. She sucks at social media. Okay. And this is what I love too. This lady is amazing. She's a genius. She's not good at social media. So she wants to come in here. She's very interested in doing this with us. But I've asked her if she would come in and help us with a storytelling. One of her best gifts is she'll listen to your talk. Like we'll do these exercises where we tell a story in 1 or 2 minutes, and she'll listen to you. And then she says, "Oh, wait, that third sentence you had, that needs to be the first sentence." She is the master of the hook. And the hook is so good for social media. If you're interested in making video content and you want people to stop the scroll, it's the hook. And that is her area of expertise. She's so good. So I'm going to bring her to you guys. And that's one thing we are changing around a little bit. On our Monday calls, it was more of like a Q&A, and it ended up being me hanging out with my besties, and we chatted a lot. So I didn't really share those, but we're going to change that. Not that I don't like the chatting, and I think we'll have something like that still throughout the week. But I want to bring intense teaching weekly to y'all. So we'll be talking about different things. I'm going to make tutorials on how to edit stuff because I know it can be overwhelming, but it's this thing until you do it, it's scary. But then once you start doing it, you're like, oh gosh, I didn't die. We're fine. And that's what I want you guys to do is just take risks, make a video. Your video might be like, it's looking up your nose. And then you're like, oh, that was weird. Right. But we learn. We're going to try stuff and learn. There are some, I say be authentic. If your kitchen is covered in filth and there's rats crawling across your countertop, we're not filming them. Okay, we're not, Cora's like, who has rats climbing? Somebody does. I've seen those people on TikTok. TikTok knows what you like. I get fascinated by these weird people, and I'm like, how do they have 500 people watching them? And they'll be like drunk, like singing karaoke and dancing, and in a kitchen that's filthy, but they get tons of views. That stuff will make content. I don't think that's what any of you want to do, though. Okay. So we're going to be authentic, but if the kitchen's a disaster, maybe we don't show that, right? You can set the camera up in a way you don't have to show. You didn't sign anything when you start posting on Facebook that said, I will share every corner of my life. I will share every last detail. You owe nobody nothing. Okay. You don't owe anybody anything. You can stay authentic and share about those topics that are near and dear to you that you want to share with your audience. Make a list. These are the topics I want to stick to. I stick to them. When I announced that I was getting divorced, a lot of people were like, what? Because I had never talked about my marriage problems. That wasn't what I was using social media for, right? I wasn't. So people had no clue. And so then I had to fill them in along the way because I didn't want people to think that I just woke up one day and said, you know what? I'm bored doing something new. I did care what my audience thought about that. Like one of my friends was like, just tell them that you guys have grown apart. I'm like, I am not saying that. But again, sharing other people's stories, like my kids, there's so much stuff going on in my home. And if you sit down and talk to me one-on-one, you're going to hear it all. And sometimes people are like, oh my God. Yeah, but I'm not going to blast my kids on social media. Like that doesn't help them. And we're all on a journey. We're all learning. We're all growing. Like I'm not going to do that. So again, with that strategic and authentic part, this is a thing that it takes a little shifting around for you to really get clear. But post every day. I'll give you tips about that on Wednesday, some great posting ideas. And post on the topics that you want to. And maybe some days it's just somebody's like a Bible verse or something that you're like, oh, this is sweet. Post that. It doesn't need to be this groundbreaking, world-changing thing every day. But you have to show up with
Melissa,
algorithm. Yes.
I I actually didn't know you wouldn't have a question and answer time, and I posted a whole bunch of questions in the chat.
Oh, I'm so sorry I
So,
missed you.
well, I realized I was on mute. I was trying to say, Melissa, I'm on mute. But
Yeah,
anyway, I have a lot of questions, and if you don't want to take the time
love
out
it.
to answer them right now, you can personally answer me in
Yeah, no,
Messenger.
we'll go through it. I'm scrolling through the questions right now and looking for your name, and I know I saw a couple of them. Um, yeah, sorry, I did want to have question and answer time at the end. With it was a struggle with Zoom in the beginning, and it kind of threw me off
Yes,
um,
for me too.
everything because I usually just have one Zoom link that I always use, and I have no password on it, and it's never an issue. But that was not today's case. Okay, I do
It
want to
could
make
be
money.
because I live in Mexico. It could be that.
No, it did have a password, and okay. Let's see. Yeah, I see a lot of your comments, but I don't see questions. Do
Well,
you know who you're talking about?
there was a question about a story. I was going to share three stories to women in Fairbanks, Alaska. I gathered a bunch of them together because they all go to different churches now, not one. And instead of 15, there were 23. So I was in a restaurant. I didn't have a microphone. And it was like, oh, great. Now we got two tables that are going to hear my stories, because I'd planned three. And I thought, that's not happening. So I had to be creative and I only shared one story. But I'm saying it doesn't matter what it was. But there were two other stories that I was going to share. One was forgiving yourself, and the other one, I can't think of it right now. But the point is, could those stories be shared on Facebook in a live?
Absolutely. Well, the thing about lives now, they delete them after 30 days.
I
So
know.
if you can download them. You're going to need your computer, and you can't do it on your phone, but if you're on a computer, you can
Wow.
open up the video thing all the way and you can download that to your computer. Um, you could just film yourself. You could upload it to YouTube. And
Right.
YouTube is a way I where I host a lot of my videos. Um, and then you could post it. Uh, TikTok or Facebook also will sometimes chunk up your long videos. That's really fun. And then people get 30 seconds of that really long video. Um, I would just say
Well,
record it.
what are videos? I've already been told that, yeah, recording is a good idea. However, my husband and I are together in YouTube, and I need to figure out how to just have me, Wendy Hogan, in YouTube, and him, Tom Hogan, in YouTube, because we might both be doing videos, or he's interested in podcasts.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's
So
not hard to set
is
up a
that hard
YouTube
to do,
channel.
separating?
No. Mm-mm.
Is
But
it hard to take a name off?
to change that, you can change the name of your YouTube. I think you can do it like once every 30 days or something. I've done mine a few times. So you can change it, but I don't know that you could, somebody would have to start their own.
Right.
Looking at your question though, if you're talking about one of them, your stories was really traumatic. I think that's one of those things you do want to have you want to let people know in the beginning of the story, this is traumatic. And if this or this triggers you, you may not want to watch this. Because like that's a kind thing to do because some people are like, I didn't want to hear that. Oh my gosh. And other people are going to be
Yeah.
like, oh, thank you for sharing. I needed that. But I would just
Well,
give people
it
that
was
fair
from
warning.
years ago. It was from years ago. And I knew in myself, if I didn't forgive myself, it was going to keep me from being
Yeah,
authentic and being myself. And I thought, there's probably some people who need to hear that. So,
absolutely. People need to hear our stories. Like that's you're going to give hope to people, and it's amazing. Like people might see that story before they walk through the issue, but they might see it after also. So yeah, sharing your stories is so powerful. And I think it's just you you just have to be careful. I would give that caveat that this could be triggering. And then be careful with shoulds, like you should do this or you have to do it this way or whatever. It's like I walked through this and this is what I chose to do and this is what I learned through it. And when you tell a story like that, you can still help a ton of people, but you don't come off as a know-it-all jerk because I'm not saying you do because I haven't heard you tell a story, but just sometimes people do when they say like you have to do it this way, and people are different and what's going to work for one person might not work for the next person. But if we give
Sure,
them an option.
sure.
Yeah, then I've
Actually,
seen
I
your other
almost did
question.
a live about my broken glasses. And because I
Yeah.
was still going through a cold, I just took a picture and said, what's wrong with this picture? Which I got a lot of views on.
Yeah, it is fun. The things, and we talk about this weekly, and you'll see it a lot in the Magnetic Content Club. The things like if you, pe again, people want to look smart, funny, those kind of things. Like if you ask a question of, what was the stupidest thing you did this week? That's going to be crickets, right? They're not going to want to share that. But if you said, what's the best meal you've made this month? People are like, oh, let me tell you. So people want to look good. But sharing your funny thing and that's why I try to always throw myself under the bus. People relate to that, right? And they're like, oh yeah, I just sat on my glasses. But
The
um,
bad thing is that there were no other ones that size in Mexico. And it's like, oh, great. Okay, you
that's it. The
guys, I
ones that
live
you
in
wore
Oaxaca,
looked good.
Mexico. Say it
They look
again.
good.
And these, I thought they looked crazy. And then I've got compliments from you and from somebody else. And it's like, this is not my style. I feel like Mr. Magoo.
Yeah. No, they look good. Well,
Thanks.
I scanned a lot of the questions here, and like Susie says at the end here, I love that. Like, as soon as you learn how to edit somewhere, they change it. And that is the thing with social media. These apps are constantly changing and things are hidden and sometimes the what you see and what I see is different. I'll be like, oh, just click right here. And they'll be like, I don't have that button. I just don't have it. So you know, reaching out on the Skool thing, when you're in the group, like I'm in there. I'm answering questions. I'm helping, and those questions get answered on our Monday call as well. But I'm so glad you guys were here. Thank you for helping me with the technology part. We'll get it better for Wednesday. And Wednesday, what are we talking about? Yeah, I know somewhere, but not right here. Okay. It'll be good, I'm sure. Whatever. No, I do know. I'm gonna figure this out really quick. Momentum. Well, no, that's not the one. Yeah. We're going to be talking about some great stuff. Holler if you have questions. We can put it in there. I hope you got clear on who you're talking to. If you're still unclear, message me. I would love to help you. And the feedback helps me so much. Skool is an app. There is like a website. So I use it on my desktop, but there also is an app for Skool, Skool. And there are schools for everything. There's a lot of free schools, and then there are ones that are paid and ones that are, have both mixed together. It's an interesting, I love the gamification of it. Um, yeah, there's interesting people on there. And I find it to be the cheapest and easiest place to hold courses and have a place where we can all talk together as well. Because a lot of the course platforms, it's just holding a course and there's no dialogue allowed on that platform. And so I love this where we can all cheer each other on and ask questions and stuff like that. Oh, yeah, I love that. Susie says, Skool is easy to use. Yay. Good. It's just one of those things. You just have to take the 5 minutes of figure it out, and then you're like, oh, that wasn't so bad. Okay. Good seeing you, ladies. Have a great day.